understand the project is filled with a lot of wisdom, a lot of useful wisdom for people today.
Well, John is very fond of it, and I share his enthusiasm. And I hope he's right. I argue with him all the time, but I've tried to restrain myself from disagreeing with him about its merits.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have a very humorous relationship.
Oh, yeah. You could call it humorous. It's gotten quite heated at times. And
I've heard about that.
I look at it and I say, gee whiz, I'm going to get killed by this guy.
Well, what advice do you have for actors today that want to have long careers like yours? I mean, you've spanned so many different arenas, from stage and film and television and recording and all of that. I mean, there's just an array of things you've done. What advice would you have for actors today that may want to pursue all these areas?
That's always a difficult question for me to answer. Because I don't want to sound really as if I know anything. Because the older I get, the less I know. And that means that it renders me speechless when I say, well, what would you say to this up-and-coming actor? Because we had a young gentleman here who was doing Phantom of the Opera for his school play. And he was going to play the Phantom, and he was what we call a black American. And he was looking to me for some answers as to how he might play this role. And I was totally flabbergasted what I could say to him. I finally wound up, I don't know if I gave him any, did I give him any specific instructions? I never gave him a specific instruction. I think I cautioned him against being overly demonstrative and thereby being coming off as false. But he wound up doing a wonderful job, and just what I would have expected, or I would have argued that he do nothing. That's when I talk to young people, I used to be full of do this, do that. And fortunately, I just don't say much. I've said, let me see what you're doing. And they show me, and I say, that's nice. That's nice. Now, what if you such and such and such and such? How would that go? And they try it in that way, and they find something in themselves, because that's my whole reason for even talking to a young person about acting. Show me what you do. You tell me how you did that. Tell me what you would like to do. Are you really serious about this? Because they don't know, nor do I. But it's always a fruitful conversation, because in the interchange, they find something some reason, personal reason, for even being in the room with me, talking about this. And I guess I don't really like saying much about acting. I would like to get feedback from the student or the élève, or how they feel about it. And I'm trying to find out if they're serious. How much do you want this? If you couldn't do anything else, would it still interest you? How much blood are you willing to spend?
Well, lastly, what do you want people to remember about you and your work?
That I tried to be myself. I tried not to put on airs. This business gave me a reason for being. Once I finally knocked on enough doors and they said, come on in, are you here again? Come on, we'll find something for you to do. But it was a lifeline that I certainly didn't think, I certainly didn't deserve. That was that bit of luck. And then as I worked it, I did Guys and Dolls, the black version of Guys and Dolls. And when I say a black version, that simply means that there were black people doing it. But it was exactly the same script that any other group of actors, white, on Broadway would have done. And one of the greatest compliments I got, because I played, who did I play? My brain is soft. I played one of the...
You played Frank Sinatra's role, didn't you?
Yeah.
Nathan?
Nathan Detroit. I played Nathan. And I had a Jewish friend that I met later on who said to me, Bob, I don't know how you did it, but you managed to make that character both black and Jewish at the same time. But it was a compliment because I knew what he was saying. And I was glad he picked up on it. That was not my intention. But in being true to myself, it worked. And it's as high as I got on Broadway. I was nominated. Never won anything on Broadway, but I was nominated. And it's the best money I had ever made on Broadway. I was making $1,500 a week.
Well, you may have been nominated for a Tony, but you've won 2 Emmys. You've won 4 NAACP Image Awards, as well as many other awards. So you've done us proud.
Oh, I got a Grammy.
Yes.
For Rafiki.
Yes.
And I had a ball with Rafiki. I mean, I could go to work and just rattle it off, and who's going to question me, because they didn't know what the wellspring of that character that we found.
want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you.
This is a wonderful interview, and it's an honor to be here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.